The following was recorded at the 2012 Canadian Young Speakers for Agriculture competition.
In southern Grey County lies a small place called Thistle. This community doesn't have any stores, gas stations, or stoplights. It doesn't even have an intersection. The locally famous main road, known as the Harrison Highway, received its nickname from the area's most prominent family, mine. And unlike most families, mine has lived in the same place for the past 150 years. So when you walk up my grandparents' laneway, you'll first come to an old white plaster house, barely big enough to raise a family of 4. In the driving shed, you can find rusty chicken cages and worn-out equipment that have long since been retired. And at the end of the lane, you'll come to a century-old bank barn with loose floorboards, caving walls, and low ceilings that have made it uninhabitable. But when you walk around the back, you'll come to a brand new barn equipped with all of today's conveniences. A glimpse of modern agriculture, surrounded by history and memories of days gone by. Good evening, honorable judges, fellow contestants, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lydia Harrison, and I believe that a farmer's greatest opportunity is to simply provide opportunities to their children. This concept may seem strange, but I'd like to illustrate my point by telling you my family story. My great-grandmother was required to marry at the age of 15, because her widowed mother simply couldn't provide for her. My great-grandparents lived a hard life, but did everything they could to provide for their sons. So, although my grandpa didn't have much growing up in the 1930s, he did receive something his parents never had. He got an education. And although he only made it to the 6th grade before returning home to farm, it was still more than his parents. So when my grandparents married in the summer of 1946, they struggled to raise their 5 kids. My grandpa ran a mixed farm, cut wood, sheared sheep, did everything he could with the opportunities he had been provided. And he, like his parents, provided his children with opportunities that he never had. My dad and his siblings all received full educations, and for the first time in my family, were given the opportunity to leave the farm, to do whatever it was they wanted to do. With that, my dad took the opportunity to have a job with the Canadian Pacific Railway and spent 11 years exploring Northern Ontario, gaining valuable, practical, hands-on experience. Together with my mom, in 1985, my parents returned home to take over the farm. The farm, plus my mother's income from her job at the local hospital, once again made my family prosperous enough to provide opportunities to their children that no other generation was capable of attaining. With a huge amount of first-hand experience and a little financial support, my older brother was given the opportunity to purchase his first combine in 2006 and has since built himself a reputable custom combining business. With encouragement to leave home for the first time, my younger brother boarded a plane to Australia to begin working on a massive cash crop operation. Here, he gained experience in the fundamentals of growing crops, large machinery mechanics, and even doing his own laundry for the first time. The opportunity to travel abroad has given him the experience and tools he needed to also start his own custom farming business here at home. And come this spring, as the 6th generation on my home farm, I will be the first member of my family to proudly hold a university degree. My education at the University of Guelph's Ontario Agricultural College has provided me with a vast network of professionals and peers that I can rely on when either I or a member of my family needs help. I've gained a sound base of information and knowledge that I can use to help alleviate outdated practices at home and to bring efficiency and productivity to the industry. But most importantly, this opportunity has provided me with the experience and responsibility I need to make my own future. In looking at my family's story, it's easy to see that one of the most deeply rooted traditions in agriculture is providing opportunities to the next generation. Because young people have and will continue to be the ones to bring about positive change to this industry, due to their adaptiveness to changing technologies, concern for the environment, and interconnectedness to the world around them. According to Statistics Canada, the average age of a Canadian farmer is at an all-time high of 54. With an aging workforce and an increased demand for food, it is of the utmost importance that we ensure a future for this industry. Therefore, I would argue that farmers are in the best position to ensure this workforce exists by simply engaging their children or other younger members of their community in agricultural activities. Creating a long-term investment into your children may not show immediate returns, but as they establish themselves in the profession that they prefer, you will see them do incredible things. Farm kids do not need to become primary producers to be of benefit to the agricultural industry, because farmers require the aid of many professionals, including mechanics, truck drivers, accountants, nutritionists. The number of possibilities is limitless. A study from the University of Guelph showed there are 3 jobs for every young person that wishes to pursue a career in agriculture. So there's little stopping them from having a prosperous future. With a little support, young people, like that new barn surrounded by worn-out pieces of the past, will shine. So I think you'll agree with me when I say that a farmer's greatest opportunity is right here. It's the young people that have come before you tonight to share their thoughts on Canadian agriculture. And it's the little kids that want nothing more than to ride around in a tractor or help out with chores. So please, when you go home tonight, as this applies to all families, I want you to look at your children, grandchildren, nieces and nephews of the future. And if they want to go to school or live abroad, support them in getting there. If they want to learn something new, teach them. Get them involved in clubs, teams, and activities if they show an interest. Because one day, they'll look back on the opportunities that you provided them and be thankful that those opportunities got them to where they are. Thank you.